Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday. Hey, Bertella, welcome. Activating Windows, bro. Yeah, hopefully I'll do that. But yeah, hey, how's it going, all? So today a little bit of a shorter stream. It's been some really good, beautiful days. So I've been spending some time outside, which I highly recommend. Good for you. But I did get around to do a little bit of work. Didn't do as much as I was hoping for. Work has been a little crazy. So yeah, let's take a look at least from the combat aspect. I was able to get the bow working, and I had this environment that we worked on last week, set it up to we'll do a couple of kind of taking care of a couple of bad guys. But I also spent quite a deal of time on trying to figure out a way to optimize such an environment which relies on a lot of like repetitive assets. And you'll see there's like something that got broken from last week. And the reason for that is, and I'll show you in a little bit. So um, because I still have, there's like, and it might not run just as well because there's like a lot of duplicate assets here. So all of these are set up as instances. So we'll talk about that as well a little bit. And this other one, which is here, this is all just hasn't been instantiated yet. So I'll kind of get into that as well. But yeah, let me jump into game mode here, and I'll show you how the bow behaves and how it works. I mean, it's your standard bow, but just just what I've done with it from for my project here. So yeah, let's jump into game. We'll pick up a couple of arrows, a bow, and take down a couple of enemies. I'll show you. After that, you can pick up the arrows that you shot and then we'll look at a little bit of what I'm planning to do to optimize this kind of environment. All right, so let's pick up the bow, pick up a couple of the arrows, and this one's got like this little issue here where the text doesn't disappear, so I need to fix that as well. Um, Simple fix. So let's equip the bow. All right, so now I got a couple of enemies here. Just kind of put them to like be facing away from me. So as you can see, like I'm trying to think if I want to keep the kind of the prediction path. So just something that like kind of goes over there and just tells you where the arrow is gonna fly. I just wanted to kind of keep that on a least of a realistic side of things, because it's there's not gonna fly too far. I mean, it could fly a little bit farther. Right now it's a little it's kind of just like a kid bow, doesn't fly that far. But yeah, kind of we showed you last I showed you last week how it works with like enemies. So they fall depending on um, the direction of the impulse of how you hit him. So for example, if I like was to hit this guy from the side, it should like it should fall to the side and the arrow gets attached to him. So I'm still debating whether I want that. Um, so right now you can see like the arrow is like highlighted right there, so I can like pick it up. It gets attached to the bow, so it shows you that you got another arrow attached. So I can equip it and fire it again. So if I was to fire it like in there, I should be able to pick it up off of this little barrel where it landed. And then you see it again on the bow as the kind of the indicator. And this thing that's on the side, that I've shown you guys, I have it on the sides of the weapons, kind of this ammo counter. I'm not gonna have it for the bow because the bow has this kind of this physical representation of the arrow. So let's see. Let me pick this up, and you can see like you see it on the side of the bow, right? So so yeah, that's um, this is kind of how that works when it comes to the bow and the arrows that you shoot with the bow. So yeah, you can see like when you look at the bow, you can get the representation of how many arrows you still have left. All right, so that's from the the combat point of view. Now, what I've been trying to do with with optimizing, levels like this, where you have like a ton of these assets that are just a lot of them repetitive. I was telling you last week, I think there might be like 10, 12 of the same asset that's being used throughout. Like the barrels, there's I think three types, one type of wheel, uh, one of these, like a couple of the jugs, like the oil jugs or whatever. So what I've been playing with, or what I've been testing out is, let me hide this level. So one option was you can select a set of a set of of static meshes, basically. So, and I can select like 10 of these, for example, or this entire stack. And once you have them all selected, so let's grab a couple just to I can show you a little bit of an example. So if you go, let's see, where did this get moved? It's kind of like, um, I thought I had it. There was like an actor drop down here. Oh yeah, so sorry, I can't grab these because these are already instantiated. So let me go and grab maybe, let's see, something that we use a lot. So maybe these containers. So for example, I can grab these containers, and up top here you can see you got actor. So if you click on this, there's an option to merge actors. And you get like all these options here. So somebody brought it up in a previous stream about this, and well, I remembered it as far as like merging into one mesh. But if you go to merge actor settings, so you can get a bit more options for this. Like for example, merge is just going to create one new actor. And I don't want to do that necessarily because I don't want to this is going to be kind of a destructive workflow. It's just going to create that one actor and you won't you won't be able to like you would have to edit or like add new things to it. So but the better option for this would be to do a batch. So what a batch does, if we were to run this, and I'm just going to replace the source actors. So what this does, it turns these into instances. So basically all these four should only be one draw call. Now the only problem is with this kind of setup that you can't um, it's kind of hard to select them when you go into like the outliner. You have to find that one actor that got created. And I wasn't I can't say at the moment that I'm a really big fan of it. And also, you can't extract them out of this actor, at least from what I was able to look at. So what I've done is I've done kind of the same thing for all these meshes. And while this is fine, I think once you have everything in place, it's still hard um, to me, it's still kind of a destructive type of workflow. So the method that I'm gonna default to is something I was talking before. It would be like the pack level actor, because at that point, I can like grab these pieces here, you know, and like right click and create a pack level actor. Now at that point, the pack level actor, I can break it back down into its own individual pieces and maybe make some edits, uh, duplicate some and then pack them again into the pack level actor. And it would act in the same way as that merge feature where you batch them. At least that's to my current understanding of it and my testing. So basically what I want to do is instead of creating all of these as these individual like this one is, and that's why I had to like duplicate everything and I had to spend some time on doing that. But instead of doing it like these ones are at the moment, each one is like an instance, and I can't. The other problem with this is that um, maybe I want to simulate physics again, kind of just to have these drop in place a little bit better. You can see like some of them might seem like they're floating. It's still good. It's kind of an area that the player would kind of pass through. It won't be like a huge amount of attention that they have to pay here. But let me kind of minimize a couple of things around here. But once they're in this type of once you use this type of merge, so I was showing you guys like under actor, there's like all these merge settings. So when you use this type of batching, and it creates it turns them into these instances. I was not able to figure out a way how I can get them back into having all these options here to um, to be to be able to simulate physics again. So that's why what I'm going to try and do is once I have this in place. So these are going to be I'm going to delete all of these because they're just now they're just instances. And also the other thing is I can't easily like I can select this instance, but in here it doesn't select that actor that it belongs to. And when it comes to a pack level actor, that one gets selected, and I can edit that kind of like a sub level, like a level in instance. And the pack level actor also should do kind of the same setup when it comes to instancing. The other thing that I've noticed is I've I was showing you guys that I've done this merge, this batch for these rocks. Now I'm not entirely sure why this is, but on this end, you will see that they disappear for whatever reason. And I have not been able to figure why that is, but these are also just these instances. So what I'm going to do for these ones as well is create a pack level actor with all of these. And that way I can easily go into it and make changes to that particular instance. And if I don't like it, I can, break that level actor again, that pack level actor, and, make my changes, simulate physics if I want, and then pack them up again. So that's one of the things that I was also looking over this week, and I wanted to present to you guys. Just maybe it's gonna help somebody, and just at least the things that I'm trying to do. Okay, so. So for example, that's what I mentioned this a while ago. Like I have this town made out of all these pieces, which they're level instances, and inside they have like a pack level actors. But what I'm gonna try and do, and again, this is where you want to use like um, GitHub or some sort of source like a code repository uh, but in case you mess anything up, you want to be able to go back to your previous before you made those changes. So what I'm gonna try and do is this entire town, since it's using the same assets, and this is the reason why I like these pack level actors. Um, so I'm gonna try and see what's the performance improvement when I take all these assets that are the same, kind of break them down, put them all or put them what I'm probably going to do is probably like put them all into one level so that I can control just that one level and then um and then pack them all into a single pack level actor, because at that point, like for example, this being its own little level, it has its own setup for instances, then this one has its own setup for instances, but these two can have uh, a lot less draw calls if they're all within the same pack level actor. And think about it, if we expand that on the entire town, I'm thinking that could really help with the number of draw calls. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do that. And yeah, the other thing that I wanted to say is that I also did like another test build for the project. So right now everything builds properly without errors, which is good. That's kind of a little bit of a headache that I'm not gonna have and needing to fix things or anything else like that. All right. Well, so that was one of the kind of like the main updates from this week. I wish there was more. Unfortunately, I did not get to everything that I was hoping that I would. And yeah, okay. So I was thinking for the rest of the stream, again, today is going to be a shorter stream. Just gonna keep it around an hour, so maybe another 45 minutes or so is maybe we'll do a little bit more work around this area that we worked on, I believe last week or the week before, to kind of finish off this corner, maybe put a couple of more of these houses on this side, kind of build out the sidewalk just like we did over here. And and yeah, let's get some of that stuff going. So all right, let's get to it. And maybe change the time of day. Maybe it's going to look a little bit, maybe a little bit easier to navigate around here during the daytime. I still need to put something over here, but yeah, let's finish off this corner here. So so we got this part done. All right. I think first, just probably gonna use this stuff that we have here and kind of move it onto that side. We'll see how that's going to work. All right, there we go. This thing is in place. I'm trying to figure out if I kind of want the same setup as on this side. I think we could do that because, this is kind of like a lot of this stuff is, kind of repeated in these neighborhoods, these kind of like row houses. So I'm gonna grab at least the entrances, and the house themselves. And let's just put it onto this side. I think I grabbed a little too much. Okay, I'm gonna need to delete those pieces. But that's actually fitting in pretty good on that side. Lift this up a little bit. All right, that's pretty good. This can go away. And on this side, I should have selected all this. Okay. This is why I think, like with all these being the same pieces, it'll be really easy to use them as instances. So either you go with that with the method of when you merge them and you batch them, or what I'm gonna try and do with the pack level actors. It should help with the performance a lot. Let me try and get this one. Whenever I duplicate it, it seems like it's resetting these values here, which is pretty odd, but try like face, place that into this little area here. There we go. And then these two. Oh, that's some funky looking grass there. It's got like a mohawk. All right, let me try and get a little fewer instances in this. There we go. That's a little better. And once I have the houses in place, that's when I'm going to also apply the windows, because the windows follow the same uh, structure as the house. So it'd be just literally like this, just duplicating this. Actually, I wanted to put it on a bigger grid. And then this is going to be, if I can find it. Bear with me for just 1 second here. And there we go. So now there's the glass on the building. So like I said, a lot of these buildings are not going to be enterable, but they do need to have some kind of, glass or something facing outside. So there we go. All right, and then we also need like the sidewalk here. Let's see how we want to place these. Can we use this one? Yeah, this is, see, like, this is what I was telling you guys with these little, like on this corner here, I used to have all these like big cliffs, and once I turn them into like an instance thing, now they're not showing up properly. So I've never had that issue with the pack level actors. And that's why I'm gonna try and stay away from the merge thing for now. I'm not sure if it is something I'm doing wrong or what it is, but all right, so we tried that, but where did I not copy that? I thought I did. Oh, there it is. All right, so let's see if this one, can we arrange this one to follow the terrain a little bit better? Yeah, I think we can. There we go. That way these are also going to be instanced. So trying to sink it in just so that this lip on the edge does not float like above the ground like that. Kind of like that. There it is. All right, and I think they could be a little bit better spread out. They're kind of tight together so you can see like one instance is biting into the next one, so to speak. So we're probably gonna need to have a bigger distance on the spline. So this fixed distance is what's the distance between each one of each one of these instances. So you can see like how that behaves there. Let's see if the mesh, I'm not scaling it, I hope. Nope, that's good. All right, so that's a little bit better. That little joint doesn't seem to be as jarring. Just gonna change the mesh. There we go, that's a little bit better. Because the other mesh did not have these like endings here, so there we go. And I'm trying to think if over on this front side, maybe we'll just use the same thing that we have here. There we go, almost there. I might need to make this one a little shorter because like back here, I'm just gonna do like a kind of a courtyard, backyard kind of area. So I think maybe I'll keep it all the way to here. Yeah, let's make it a little shorter. Yeah, to about, I think that should be good to about there. Okay, that's good. And let's just sculpt the terrain a little bit. Like right out here along this road. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see if we can join these together as well. Since we're here, let's take a look at these splines. And like I said before, when I uh, join these together, I try to put these two uh, like kind of meeting in front of each other. So that way I can control the fall off on each one of those points. Saying, kind of like if you look at the fall off when it comes to the spline, in here in the details, you'll have this left side fall off and right side fall off, and that uh, influences how much of this spline is going to sculpt the terrain around it. So on the side where it meets with a side road like this, I want the fall off to be 0. And I think that might be on the left side. Let's just make sure that I got that right. So for example, if I expand this, you'll see this little dotted line. This is kind of where what indicates the fall off, kind of move back and forward. So you'll see better on this side. So for example, this is the fall off on the right. So if I minimize this, you'll see that kind of moves in. And that's how much the spline is gonna sculpt the terrain on each one of the sides. Or, it's gonna have the fall off. Basically, this one's gonna go to 0, so no sculpting on this end. And then the road that comes into this perpendicular, this last point of it, I want to set the end fall off to 0. So that way, what's coming to this side of it is not gonna sculpt anything. So I'm gonna try and kind of bring them as close together as possible. So now let's do and sculpt all splines. I think previous versions of the engine had it where it whenever you were updating the spline, it was sculpting the terrain, but I'm not sure. I think with whatever changes they introduced in 5 with the nanite landscape and all that jazz, I don't think that's working properly anymore. At least not for me. Okay, so that is the terrain part of it. Let's do the decals. So we played with this in a previous stream where I had these decals just helping with these roads off of the main road. So let's place these in here as well, like that. And if I can select this one and like this. So there we go. And now with another decal, we can also set this one up here where they meet. And I think we can potentially lower this point down a little bit just so that it is as close as possible to the main road. And I think this one could also rotate a little bit, not by much, probably to about that point. Also, my road is not a completely flat mesh, so but you'd really have to be very up close. I'm not sure if it's even possible to see how they meet. Okay, so now let's get the decal, which is going to be this one here, that we're going to use for this one over here. So I want to use this decal just so that it provides a little bit of a easier transition. So let's see how this is going to look. I'm going to try and move this to about 90 and then scale this up. Just like that. And there we go. The one thing that you'll notice is, see, like I'm not very close to this, so you can see like the little edge. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit better. Also, another thing that I've noticed when it comes to kind of reducing draw calls is that, and let me get out of this real quick, and because I wanted to share this with you guys. So once you have like all these roads, all these splines on the landscape created, if you select one of them, you'll see in here that it's made out of all these landscape pieces. Each one of these is a draw call, if I'm not mistaken. So these can also be patched or either batched into like the instance setup that I mentioned, or into a pack level actor. Of course, at that point, they might not be you might not be able to edit them via the landscape tool again. But once you're ready to pack your game or package the game, what I did notice is, as I was trying to figure out kind of where some of my draw calls were coming from, that uh, that these ones, and I mean, this is just one piece. This is one piece of road. So I have quite a few number of these pieces of road, and just this one's got like, I'm not sure, maybe 50 or more than that draw calls. So once this one gets up into like 800 draw calls, it's going to be an impact in the whole map. So that's another thing that I wanted to bring to you guys to kind of keep in mind, as at least from what I've been able to uncover. All right, so let's go back into here and try and see if I can edit this spline point. Let's see if we can. So we can make this join a little bit better um, into the main road. So we can kind of see if we can get rid of this little lip here. Of course, decals could help with that, but let's see if we can get it done with the mesh itself. So this is this control point here. And let's go into the segments, and I'm gonna see if I wish you could like select a segment to blend in, but what I'm gonna try and do is actually I'm gonna sync this in. So I'm gonna grab this, just go to the control points, grab this point. Sometimes the gizmo might go away. I think it's like an engine bug or something like that. So if you go back into it, if you press G to hide everything, see, like sometimes it's like I'm not sure why this happens. Like the gizmo would go away. So like right now it's showing on that. So let me try and do it. Go into this again. And this is really weird. Yeah, so you would probably need to press W or G to show the gizmo again. But yeah, anyways, so let's go in here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and actually sync this below the because this one's coming from an angle, coming from up top there. So I'm going to try and sync it below this road. So now let's do and try and sculpt the whole spline. And that's why I meant that I want to keep this end fall off at 0. All right, so there we go. Now these ones kind of blend into each other pretty nicely, and this is where this decal on the side should help with kind of covering this like sharp line that where the two roads meet. So there we go. I think that's a pretty decent joining here. One thing that I do want to add, and I keep forgetting, is some road signs. Let me see if I do have some stop signs or something like that, along with the street signs, which I created a while back. So I've created this kind of road sign here. And as you can see, there's like the stop sign, and I can, kind of set it to a random tilt if it has a stop sign or it doesn't, and also the street name. So you'll notice for people that really know some of the things on the marketplace, this is from Decagon, and it's got like a Crumpler. This is, I think, one of their developers, and the way it has is the material is really nicely set up, and I have a blueprint worked out so I can like put the names on the streets. So it's like kind of like this. So you can like change some of the names. So let's see if I can. This still works. I hope it does. I'm trying to remember um, like the changing the names. I was able to change the names from these down here. Wondering if I might have broken something in the meantime. But yeah, let's take a quick look at this. Just wanted to make sure that I'm loading the names from the proper file. Just 1 second. All right, so the way this is set up, it's got a set of decals. Each one of the faces of the sign has got a decal on it with the name of the street. Now, the name of the street is they're all based in this. Let me see, can I see where the decal is? Let's try doing it on a plane, maybe. Where's the plane at? Maybe a square. It's always hard to see to preview things when it's on a decal like this. But the material itself relies on a an atlas like this. So each one of these is like a kind of a an X by Y positioning. So that's how, I can like set the different names of the streets. And the only thing about it, Ed, I'm not entirely sure if my construction script, it should be able to update the street to name and street to name positioning, basically choosing one or the other from these, so this would be 1 by 1. This would be like, I think 1 by 2, 2 by 2, and so on. So not sure why this one is not updating this anymore. So I'll have to take a look at it. But hopefully that makes sense as to how I'm changing the names and how these are just decals applied uh, to this mesh. Okay, so now that's in place, I'll remember it to use it for the other streets as well. All right, and let's see. So let's finish off this little section here where the sidewalk is. Just clean that up like this. Come on, I know it's got to be around that point. There we go. That's better. And then behind the house, we want to flatten it to about this point. Let's see, is that too high or is that good? I think that will be good there. Can even be a little higher so that I can kind of join it into this surface here. So that's better. 15 maybe. Still needs to go a little higher. 20. Is that too much? I think that's good. All right, so there we go. We got that going around. And let's also flatten the side of this. Kind of all the way up to this point here. And what we'll do is we'll use the same thing that we have here. Over on this corner. All right, there we go. Let's pull this out a little bit. And then also adjust this section here. And this is the same way. Like even though I have a bunch of these, which it is own little instance, is two draw calls. But once you have a bunch of these instances, I think they're gonna stack up in draw calls. So when this one this particular tool, you can also break it down into its own things, and then you can select them all and again pack them into a level actor, and hopefully at that point all these individual pieces that I can't really paint vegetation here, but I can place this tool. So once all these are broken down and then packed into one, then there should only be like two draw calls, like one for the little flowers and one for the grass. So at least that's my theory. I'll have to test it out and get back to you guys on it. But in my head, everything sounds like it's doable that way. We'll find out. All right, so let's kind of place this little section of grass around here. There we go, like that. That little retaining wall, which is good. All right, and now we can kind of flatten the terrain around it. There we go. Perfect. And back here, we can play around with a little bit of a ramp. Like that, and maybe we'll try and make it a little bit better. A little higher. There we go. Perfect. So now we got this kind of backyard here. We'll kind of fix it up, do some grass around there. But first, let's try and finish sculpting this, like smoothing it out around the corners. Hey, Alem. So today not a whole lot. Earlier, when I started the stream, I was showing a little bit of the bow combat and how that works. And yeah, unfortunately today a little bit of a shorter stream. I'll actually try and do one. Um, I gotta go see some friends, and maybe if I don't get home too late, maybe I'll try and do another stream later on tonight. But yeah, so right now I was just trying to finish off some of those areas that we worked on last week, just to kind of put the last touches on this residential area. Yeah, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hey, look, Lynn, welcome. I feel so bad that I'm gonna end the stream a little early, like in 10, 15 minutes. So my apologies for everybody that's just joining, but I do have a birthday that I'm gonna attend. So, but I was saying that if folks are interested, I'm not sure. I know I'm not gonna be able to reach out everybody, time zones and all that. But I was thinking of doing a stream a little bit later on tonight as well, somewhere around Eastern time, 8 or 9 p.m. and just doing a little bit of kind of this kind of light work, not anything too complicated, but yeah, I mean, if that would if folks would be willing to join that, then I'd be happy to do it. I always seem to be more productive when I like talk about things, and because sometimes I end up procrastinating. So, and I've been thinking of doing some late night streams for a while. It's just that just didn't get around to it. Sometimes after work, I'm just either like some days can be exhausting and I don't feel like doing anything. So yeah, but I'd be happy to do it if folks would be interested. So thank you so much, Lachlan. Yeah, I'll if I end up doing it, I'll definitely post it on Discord just so that people get that update. Hey, it's Raymond. Welcome. Yeah. So I can show you that. I mean, because this is pretty much what I was hoping on doing here in this stream. Not a whole lot, unfortunately. My apologies, guys. I just mostly wanted to show to talk about these, these, my attempts at the optimization process when it comes to these instancing and a little bit of the bow combat. That's what I was hoping of showing. Apologies for the shorter stream and not streaming yesterday. But yeah. Hey, Sriman, can I know what game is developing? So this game is called On Your Own, just like the name of the stream. In parts of because I'm working on it on my own as well. So it's a single player action adventure video game. And so it takes place in this little world that I'm building here. You can see it. Unfortunately, the trees are, I haven't resimulated the trees properly, so my apologies. They're not all there. And not everything is currently loaded into it. But you as the main player, you come into this world looking for a couple of friends. So you fly into with this airplane. So you're gonna fly in, on the dashboard there's like a little Polaroid of your friends that you're looking for. And welcome, welcome. Everybody is welcome. So yeah, once you fly into this world, so the engine has a malfunction and it starts crashing. So once you start crashing, you fly on this little line here. So let me see, where is it? Uh, where is my spline? Well, oh yeah, it's not loaded. So you're gonna fly around the map for a little bit once the plane starts crashing, and you'll be able to choose a point of where to jump out of the airplane. So depending on where you jump, you're going to start the game with a different set of missions. And currently what I'm working on is the last jump point, which is going to be around this area here. So this is kind of where you're going to fall for the demo for what the jump point is going to be. And this is where you're going to meet the first NPC, and they're gonna give you like your first mission, which is gonna involve you getting into the town. So the town itself is gonna be split by the bad guys into a few zones. So that's why, kind of the barbed wire, and so the bad guys split the town into these zones, and they put all the people that live in this world in these zones, right? So you're gonna have to move between the zones to interact with NPCs, to get missions. You're going to need to go outside of the zones to kind of fight some of the bad guys. Inside of the zones are like safe zones. So, the enemies are not gonna shoot at you. You can't shoot, you're not gonna have weapons equipped. So it's mostly just about interacting with the NPCs, getting missions and so on. Now, once you go outside of the zones, it's free game. So basically, like all this area around where like the motel is, where this residential area is, like around where this observation tower is, like all these antennas that you're gonna have a couple of missions there. This mobile home park is this chemical plant. Um, let's see what else. This warehouse area, this little junkyard area is. So all these areas are going to be like, kind of dangerous areas, right? So we'll jump into game real quick here so I can show Atom a little bit of the bow. And and unfortunately that's going to be about it. But um, but yeah, that's pretty much the game in a few phrases. But yeah, so the way you get your missions, you'll see like the UI is very limited. So I'm trying to keep the UI as small as or as limited as possible. So you're gonna get the missions through like a device, cell phone type of device, and that's how you're gonna be able to. That's how the NPCs are gonna give you missions, and that's how you're gonna use that for like compass and distance to your objective. And yeah, so let's do a quick show and tell here. It's gonna perform kind of bad because I got like this all this level here. It's actually duplicated. So there's like I was showing a little bit earlier some of my tries to optimize this, and is you know, right now everything that you see here, you can kind of tell like these tires overlap, so there's like two levels on top of each other, so that's why it doesn't run really well. All right, so let's equip the bow. So for example, each one of the weapons, like there's going to be a rifle and a pistol. What they have for like, let me make this a little bit bigger. So these weapons, what they have for um, a way to tell the player how many bullets you got, they got this little counter on the side, which is actually a thing, you know, that actually exists. So, but for the bow itself, you're only going to have this, you can see like the arrow that is, so right now you got two arrows, one of them is equipped and one of them is on the side of the bow. So that's how I'm showing the player how many arrows you have left. So the way this works, you know, it's kind of like just a predictive arc. So you can like shoot at the guy and then, you know, they're going to drop. And so um, once you shoot an arrow, you can like pick it up. So for example, this arrow is right there, so I can pick it up. And the other one is up top there. So let's see if we can grab that. So there it is. All right, so now you got two arrows. As you can see, you know, the two arrows are attached to the bow, and you can resume your hunting. But let's see. So there's that. So like I said, so now you see you got two arrows, and once you pick up one of the arrows, it disappears from the bow, and now it's equipped and ready to fire. So the way I do the firing is like I hold down on the right mouse button, and when I press the left mouse button is when I fire. And then you know, it picks out the other arrow and it equips it again. So there you go. So the right mouse button, I keep it, I hold it down now, and I can fire. And if I let go, it goes away. So I don't fire the arrow. So Alan, so the airplane that was implemented in the beginning, and I keep on talking that I'm going to show that, and I promise you guys I will. I just it just always I just always fail to remember to do it, and um, I am really sorry. There's always like kind of one other thing that I need to do because like I know that thing works. I just need to put it into when the load when the game loads. So the airplane I've implemented that in the beginning. So that was the whole thing around the game itself was like I need to have the airplane kind of follow the path, you know, fly around. You see your hands, you know, like the rudder, like the steering wheel of the airplane moves a little bit, and you can look to the side. So there's like some interaction there. You don't control the airplane, right? But you can look to the side, you know, outside, you know, like the door. And but yeah, once you overlap with these one of these jump points, the game time slows, and you get the option to jump, right? And you know, press E to jump, so you can jump out of there. You fall, and you kind of you know you pass out, and then you get up, and you kind of meet your first NPC. That's gonna like the friendly NPC. Uh, all right. Well, let's go into one of those safe zones. And I'm sorry that that little pickup arrow is still there. I need to fix that. So yeah, let's go. Actually, just gonna unequip the bow if I can. Somehow it's still. I need to fix that too. I mean, as you can tell, there's like some bugs, no doubt. So let me go into like whoa, what's going on here? Teleportation? Did you say teleportation? No, there is no such thing. But yeah, so this is one of the zones over here. And actually, let me turn up the audio from my computer. Maybe you'll be able to hear like the environment a little bit better. And also when you run, you kind of start like kind of panting. Atlam, the animations are from they're from ALS, like the ALS package. Oh, it's this rock. Interesting. So these rocks have some trouble apparently with the edge. That's interesting. Whoa, I did not expect that. I wonder if that's something that has to do with the whoa whoa whoa. And I died. Okay. I guess it was that time. Oh, Dillian, hey, thank you so much. So let me jump back into game mode real quick and kind of move myself a little closer to where kind of your first mission is going to start so I can take you through the sewer because that's one of the Oh, you know what? That's totally it. Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. Thank you so much. You probably right on point with that. Let me just let me just I'll think here. Oh my God. Uh let's see. No, it's um I don't doesn't look like it. I'm wondering what it is. I'll have to figure out, but that's a good pointer. Thank you so much. Again, one of the reasons that I stream. So yeah, let me put it on and I'll show you a little bit of interiors as well. We'll go here for another 10 minutes. I'm sorry guys, like that I need to leave a little bit earlier. I just need to get a present for the birthday person. So I'm gonna put the player a little bit closer so I don't have to swim that far. But basically you're gonna fall in this area and you're gonna have to swim over to here where there's like a sewer entrance. So the way you get between the zones is through the sewer or through zip lines. So there's gonna be zip lines between between different buildings in the zones. And that's so I'll show you that basically real quick. Like you know from the area where you're gonna fall, which is gonna be a little farther, so I just want it to be a little bit closer. So from that area, kind of going into the water. So you can also like dive, but you can also like just regular swim. Whoops. Yeah, that's not how you swim underwater, dude. Okay, yeah, so finally we're here. All right, so let's go. This is kind of going just through the sewer. Actually, let me go full screen here. All right, so just so this is again another method that you're going to be able to travel between a couple of the zones. But so what I was planning on doing is going from here into this first zone where you're going to meet a couple of the NPCs that are going to send you over to zone 2. But in order to get to zone 2, I'll show you what needs to be done. We'll do a little bit of zip lining and also kind of how the zip line works. So also what you'll hear in the background is going to be like this announcer kind of thing. What and because this you're in now you're in a safe zone, but you kind of think about it, you're kind of like in a prison, like in a camp, right? So hopefully you can hear it. I'm not sure if it needs to be a little louder. So yeah, so they're going to be like these things here, kind of telling you that the zone that you're in, also to give you a little bit of detail of where you are. All right, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of these NPCs that I'm still working on, just optimizing them a little bit. A lot of them are just going to be, they're going to ignore you. Like for example, these guys on the side, they're going to look at you and be like, hey, what's up? But they're not going to, they don't have a mission or anything like that to give you. Um, yeah, of course you can pet the dog, but excuse me. So Look into his eyes. Yeah. Anyways, so let's go. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that again, dude. Oh, there's a little bug that I see with the dog. Okay, so let's kind of climb through the window, get inside, and get onto into zone 2. Yeah, so there's like some a little bit of a slowdown here that I'm gonna need to figure out. All right, so once you're inside this hotel, so let's go into zone 2 just to give you an idea how the zip line works. Okay, so I still need to make the entrance points a little bit better as far as where the zip line goes. So you can see he's like panting as he does any kind of effort. So we're just kind of going across the into this zone. All right, so let's get off of this building. There's some missing collisions here. My bad. All right, so going outside, this is gonna be zone 2. You know, so again in town, you know, there's like a little bit of a gas station and some of these residential buildings. So in here, you're gonna meet some more of the friendlies down here in this basement that I need to fix some collisions because I can't fit through the door. I ate a little bit too much. Yeah, so this is gonna be zone 2, and from here, you're gonna be able to get to the other zones just as well. All right, so that's it kind of in a small nutshell, I guess. I haven't shown you a lot of the interactions with the NPCs or how that device works or how the combat is when you shoot the enemies, how the safe zones work. Like if you enter a safe zone, the enemy's gonna ignore you. Um, oh, thank you so much, Alan. What about the draw and shoot bow? Is that an asset or your work? So that is my work. That is, I kind of I was looking for some bows. I found some on Sketchfab and looked at a couple, and then I was kind of like looking at it in wireframe mode, and I kind of looked at how that is made, and yeah, and then I kind of once I made that, I actually parented. So there's a bow in the ALS package, the Advanced Locomotion System. So I used that skeleton and parented my bow, my static basically mesh to it. So I created a skeleton. So that's, you know, once you pull on it, it looks, you know, behaves like a bow. Um, yeah. So that's how I did it. And like I said, you know, there's like there's some areas to explore, a few, but there's still like that's why I'm before you know before I get the demo out, I need to finish out this town area because the demo is going to be around the town. Um, is um, you know, kind of like the I wouldn't call it like it's the busiest area, right? So there's like, you know, the NPCs, you know, there's going to be some of the missions are going to be in the demo. So there's the NPCs, you know, there's like all these areas, you know, there's the traveling between the zones, traveling outside of these zones, and that's why I wanted to have the demo around here and try to get that done first. Oh, thank you, Levin. Thank you so much. Um, Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, Alan, just let me know, and we can also I can show you on Discord at some point when I'm not doing a stream or anything like that. But um, but yeah, so guys, like I said, I'm sorry that it's gonna be a shorter stream today, at least at this point. But I'm gonna try and do another one tonight. We'll see how I get back from this birthday celebration. Um, but if I do, I'm gonna schedule it, maybe an hour in advance or something like that on YouTube, and also post it on Discord. So if you want to join Discord, please. There is quite a lot of people have asked questions, just like the development related, and everybody that's on there is trying to help as much as they can, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, so. Really, really in a nutshell type of show in here, Shriman. Hopefully you're still here, but other than that, that's going to be it for me for now. And yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you on the next one. All right, y'all have a re great rest of your Sunday. If I don't see you later on today, if I do, then perfect. All right, take care, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by.